Look, on paper, it probably looked like New South Wales deserved to be favourites, even in enemy territory, but did you expect anything like that?
Yeah, last year it looked on paper that we were pretty well served as well and got beaten in that series. But no, look, I think the scoreline is a reflection that New South Wales got everything right, from the selection through to the preparation, to the way they went out there and took on the game plan that Brad Fittler had set for them. And every player contributed, and that's exactly what you want when you pick your best 17 players. If everybody is close to their best, you're going to be awful hard to beat.
Was Fittler's game plan more complicated than you're a genius, go out there and be a genius, a free-flowing genius?
The thing I love about Brad Fittler's coaching is his philosophy is just play. That's what he says to his players, just play. You know, he's not into these structures, and you know, he obviously picked a very mobile forward pack, and we saw that in the opening 10, 15 minutes, which set the game up by moving Queensland around. A backline full of great finishers in good form, regardless of what position they play at club level. And a set of halves who were basically just told to go out and do what you've done for the last year and a half at Penrith at club level, and that's use the football, play from side to side and play what's in front of you, and they did it superbly.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you specifically about, I guess, Luai and To'o and in the match, I guess, but also leading in at Blues camp, the type of impact they had from a youth perspective, energy. You see them walking around with the music.
Boombox,
and what type of energy they brought to the team as well.
Well, I listened to what the other players say.
Yeah.
And when they were all asked about Jerome Luai and Brian To'o, the smile comes onto their face straight away and say, look, they're great kids to be around. You know, they just love playing football. They love being in camp. They love being a part of this. And that's infectious, as you know. You know, when you've got that kind of energy around you, you draw from that. So they went out there, you know, they were on debut. And any sign of nerves from that just didn't exist, because they don't play nervous. No. They have great faith in their ability. And what they've achieved, you know, Jerome Luai, he hasn't played just great football this season. He's done it for a year and a half now. So, you know, obviously there was some competition for that 5'8" spot. A lot of talk about the big body of Jack Whiten, which has done well in the past with Fittler and Laurie Daly, those kind of players. So Jerome Luai's a little bit different, but now he's there. He demanded that the selectors brought him into the side.
Freddie Fittler, you talk about his coaching and he lets the players play, but during the week, I think the coaching genius that he is, that he brought in family members who've done it tough over the last year with COVID and bushfires and all sorts of things, to talk to the players on what they've been through, and that pretty much puts your mind in the right spot where you need to get out and play, and they did. Yeah,
firstly, let me take you to task. I've never referred to him as a genius. All right, okay, all right. Like, he'll be on here later. We won't be calling him a genius. But, yeah, look, he understands it. You know, he's been at every level of this game, and he knows what works. And like, when you play State of Origin, it's a culmination of a lot of support over a lot of years. Now, a lot of these young blokes who come in there, you know, they've battled hard to get to where they are. And a big part of that is the family. Right. And it's an emotional ride. And if you draw on that, the understanding of how important this all is, you know, even comes to the fore, you know,
Peter,
more so.
Very quick question. If you were Green, you're coaching them up at Suncorp to go up to stop this free-flowing side, what do you instruct them in the dressing room? How can you stop a side like that?
No idea. No idea. Don't care. Look, there's probably got to be some personnel changes. You know, Josh Papali'i will come into the side if fit and available. Kurt Capel, I feel a bit sorry for him. He had a great series in the centres last year, but he's a back rower. Probably needs to be in the back row. So certainly they'll look at personnel. But, yeah, look, you've got to go out there. I guess the most important thing is to take time and space away from these New South Wales players.
Genius. Why didn't they think of that?
It's not easy to do, but that's the way you've got to make the players play quicker than they want to, and that's, you know, you've got to get there and you've got to be relentless, you've got to be insistent, you've got to be in their face.
Oh, you're getting me pumped up.
No,
I love that.
Well, he just referred to you as Alan Langer. Well, you've got about 6 feet on Alf.
Well, that's the positive, isn't it? They get to play in Queensland next.
Yep.
They get to front up, hopefully have a positive performance early, get themselves into the game. You just never know.
Crawford, we will have a very different game in game 2. There's no doubt about that. You know, our task for us is to be as good a game. And the task for Queensland is to be much better than they were. And the venue is, we don't have a good record at Suncorp Stadium. So, you know, the job is only half done, as Fitz pointed out.
Benny Elias said it was a third done. Actually, it's a half done.
Well, we want a clean sweep, so he's right in that.
Well said, Peter Sterling. Great to have you in the show. Of course,
Thanks.
Our New South Wales and Queensland viewers will see you on Sunday Footy Show and, of course, the Footy this afternoon.
I'll be there.